What's happening, y'all? My camera's wiggling side to side. Hopefully you guys can see that wiggling.
Oh yeah, Figgin Pho Fun on your screen today. Sweet little bites in a big fig way. Hit like, drop a comment, bring the tribe. If you love figs, don't forget to subscribe.
Welcome back to another episode. We are going to try something that I used to do back in the day. I used to use these pea pellets to propagate my figs. I've come up with other ways from all the videos that I've seen and ways that I continue to use year over year, but I don't use the pea pellets anymore. That was what I used when I first started. It was easy, readily available. Didn't have to worry about anything. Just stick them in and let them grow. I'm gonna show you guys what I was doing back in the day. But first off, these pellets look like these little pucks here. They're just these little pucks that are dehydrated, and all you do is pop them into water for a minute or two, and then they expand out. Then they expand out to something like this. So once they're expanded out, you can use them. All right, so I find that there's too much water in these pellets as soon as you get done soaking them. So I just kind of wring them out just a little bit, get them a little dry, so that way we don't have too much moisture on our cuttings. But I did prepare 3 of them. I'm gonna do a couple more off camera, but I wanted to show you guys the 3 that I'm doing right now. So let's take a look. Let's see what kind of cuttings we have. I got some raspberry latte, more brown turkey, as y'all know. I got a lot of brown turkey cuttings this year. Let's see what else we got. Some Nazur Dark, more brown turkey, Desert King on data. I'm excited for that. All right, I'm gonna do a brown turkey since I have a bunch of those. We get one of these in this soil, so you can see here. It's now just a little ball. This is a terminal bud, so I don't have to actually clip it off. I will later on. I end up clipping it off later on just to encourage side growth and branching. As you can see here, we got a node right there, and there's still a ton of wood towards the end of it. I typically cut it just right at that node. You guys can see that. And then after I cut at the node, you don't have to do this, but I do it anyways. I just give it a couple scores. And I'm not actually cutting any chunks off the side. All I'm doing is just giving it a couple scores. And I wanted to buy some stuff so that way I knew what was available in the store. I usually use Hormodin 3, but I saw this at the store, which is available, should be available for everybody. So this is a rooting hormone, Take Root, pretty available. You can actually get it on Amazon as well too. I just dunk it in, coat it up a little bit, get my plug ready. This plug comes with a notch that's already made in it. What we do is grab it and just stick it. Stick that in there. I got one node below the soil, which is perfectly fine. Drop it into the bag, all the way to the bottom. Pull out some rubber bands. And you want to make sure this is sealed really well. Once I get the cutting sealed, so it looks almost like a firecracker or firework there, then I can start pushing it and kind of forming it around the cutting a little bit. Once that's done, I don't know why I've always done this, but I just put a couple of rubber bands around it just to keep pressure on the cutting. So I'm pushing the soil against the cutting. I find that I get pretty good success that way. That way the cutting is completely exposed to the damp soil. Once that's in there, then I can just fold this back. So that's what I do there. So as you can see, we're bagged up, tightened up with rubber bands, and sealed. Bag pulled back so that way it's not choking off the cutting. And then later, I'll just cut this off because you don't need that much bag. I think 3x12 is a little excessive, but that's what I had. All right, let's do one more for you guys in these plugs. Let's try a larger cutting. Here's no large cutting. You can see how big this cutting is. It's already clipped towards the bottom. So all I'm going to do is just kind of quickly score it. Take root. Drop it in. The plug. The stick. And stick it in. Just kind of work it in slowly. I'm not too afraid with the rooting hormone falling off the cutting because it's going to be ingrained into the medium. Anyways, drop it down. Some rubber bands. Tighten it up. Now I can squeeze around. Get the soil distributed a little more evenly around the cutting. A couple of rubber bands. Put this bag over. Just like that. I also forgot to note too, I also wrap the top of the cuttings already. I pre-wrapped them. Again, I am doing things. Apologies for the dog. I'm doing things and forgetting to hit record. But I've already wrapped parafilm over the top. Alright, and that's it for these. So these, again, I'm using peat pellets. You can see, all you gotta do is soak them in for a minute, and you're good to go. Next, I also have a couple Figgy Pops I'm gonna kind of walk y'all through as well. You guys have seen plenty of videos on this stuff. My mix is HP Pro Mix with 50% extra in perlite. So I like mine very airy, lightly moisturized. I get enough water in there so when I squeeze it, that it'll clump, but yet you won't get any drops of water out. Maybe you'll get one drop of water out, but keep it very light and simple. For this one, same thing. You just put the soil in the bag instead of having this pre-made pellet. Soil's in the bag. I put about, let's say, 4 inches of soil there. And then I'll grab my cutting. This one here is on data. You can see. Go ahead and take the cutters. Kind of do a little slash at the end. And then I'll just mark up the node area. So all I'm just cutting it. Cutting it past the cambium layer. So that way all those slits are a potential chance for roots to grow out. I probably should have pre-cut these bags, make them a little shorter, a little easier to manage, but we'll figure it out. Gonna roll it up real quick. Alright. Rolled up. On data cutting. into the mix. So for these Figgy Pops, I normally just run one node under the soil, and then my tree pot method, I normally do 2 or 3, because I can put more dirt, more medium in there. This one, actually, you can save a little bit on medium. Make sure it's compacted. And again, with these two, I'll just put a couple rubber bands around. Just add a little bit more pressure against the cutting. Just like that. Let's do a couple more. So let's do a white Madeira, number 1. Cut, just right below the node. You can see, quick little marks and some take root. And stick it. Simple. Should have got bigger rubber bands. These are just the ones that I had. Small, short ones. You guys see too, when I'm doing my Figgy Pops, what I like to do is, I like to bring the rubber band down, just to push up on it. And then I'm also going to put a rubber band around the sides. I don't think I can, okay. So I can double those up. Technical difficulties! Alright, there we go. So my rubber bands around the Figgy Pop, and then around the top, just to seal it in, keep the moisture in. Again, I don't put a lot of moisture in there, just enough for maybe 1 drop after heavy squeeze. Alright, you guys want to see more? Maybe? Boring? Skip ahead? As soon as there's dark. Pretty simple. As you can see, I don't take much time on it. And it goes pretty quick. So you can do quite a bit of this in just like one go around. And stick it. We'll do 2 nodes on this one. Sure, why not? One more rubber band, and we'll be done. There we go. So you guys can see, nice, compact, easy. I do have a little heated greenhouse, as you guys see behind me. So I end up just sticking it on the bottom shelf somewhere away from the light a little bit. Still getting some light, but just out of direct light. So leave it there for a couple weeks. Maybe we'll start a playlist. I think I'll do a playlist on this experiment, so you guys can see how these kind of turned out. So here's these ones in the plugs, and then I have here with my rooting medium, which is HP Pro Mix and 50% more perlite added on top. So that way it has a great drainage. And also when I up pot it too, it'll be easy because I'll have plenty of drainage in there at the same time. So, well, that's it. That's how you do it. Simple, quick, and easy. I want to make a video for you guys that's beginner friendly, readily available stuff out in the store. If you don't have HP Pro Mix, you can also use peat moss, mix it with some perlite. You can use also coco coir, mix it again with some perlite to help the drainage, and find these bags. You can use these bags, sandwich bags. You can use anything. You can even use saran wrap if you wanted to, make it easy. Things that are available at the house. Shouldn't be that difficult. Propagating figs is a very easy, simple thing to do. So don't put too much thought into it. Just enough thought to make sure that you're not putting too much water. I think that's the biggest issue is too much water or maybe not enough water to be able to propagate your figs. But that's it, y'all. Try to do it in one take. And thanks for joining me today. If you guys like what you see, comment down below. Give me a thumbs up. And let me know if you guys want to see anything else in my videos. Cheers.
Oh yeah, Figgin Pho Fun on your screen today. Sweet little bites in a big fig way. Hit like drop a comment, bring the tribe.